A great summer here in Clemson, South Carolina. We're all looking forward to getting this thing kicked off. We'll start wherever you guys want.
Coach, what were some of your biggest takeaways from the spring?
Yeah, really proud of how hard our guys obviously worked, and just excited about the experience, the leadership, the maturity. I think all three levels of our defense has really great leadership, really solid veteran experience, and that's the thing that I really noticed. Guys pouring into younger guys, showing them the ropes, and just a lot more maturity and leadership this spring.
I think you just missed Christian Wilkins' freshman year in 2015.
Definitely.
But is Peter Woods getting some very similar comparisons, just like with his intangibles and leadership qualities and readiness to play right away?
Yeah, most definitely. He came in. I mean, his strength numbers are unreal. Just the power, the explosiveness, but most importantly, just a great young man. Just really fits our culture here and what we're about, and really excited to see him this fall.
You spoke about the maturity of the team. Is there anything you can speak on, just like the wellness of your coaching staff and team going into the season, just revamping over the summer?
Yeah, we got obviously just starting up front. A lot of guys coming back that could be at the next level. From Tyler and Rook, inside, those guys are solid. They bring it every day. They're pros, so they really set the example of what it looks like and what it takes to be successful at a high level. And then on the edge, XT and Maskell coming back. I feel like they're both in different spots than they have been in the past. Just they're growing up and maturing, and have really had a great off season. And then, my room with Barrett and Trotter, they set the tone. They're all about their business every day, and they're really fun to coach. And then go back to the back end, Sheridan and Jalen Phillips. They could have been going as well, and just the veteran presences that they have in those rooms. Along with numerous other guys, that aren't seniors necessarily, but bring a lot of wealth of experience and leadership as well.
What's your evaluation of Akuba? Has he shown what y'all wanted to see this offseason as a whole, and sort of developmentally the way y'all wanted to?
Yeah, definitely. Really excited to with where he's at. Really matured, has grown up, gotten healthy. First and foremost, I feel like he was broken down last year and really sacrificed his self last year for the greater good of the team. But he had a tremendous spring. He's added weight, mass, strength, and just overall knowledge of the scheme, ability to play multiple positions, and has really had a solid offseason.
Your first full season as defensive coordinator, what were some of the things you learned about yourself from yourself scouting in the offseason?
Yeah, you look back and evaluate everything. This position to grind you up from numerous different ways. Just from being a husband and father at home, dealing with all the stresses that come with being in this position, and then just looking back, I've grown as a teacher, teaching our scheme and relating to the players, and what it takes every day to prepare my guys to perform at a high level, and then just overall defensively, just adjustment-wise, how to handle things in game, what a typical game week looks like for me. I'm very comfortable in that process now, and just from a practice standpoint, how to drill fundamental football. I've grown tremendously in that aspect as well. So I'm super excited for year two. Feel really confident in where I'm at personally.
Was there a steep learning curve when you talk about in-game adjustments and going on the fly? Was there a gradual thing, or was there a point at which you felt like now the light bulb was coming on for me?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like even the Iowa State game, my first game, I felt like I had a good grasp, but it's a lot different being a guy that makes suggestions versus the guy that has to make the decisions and go with it, and just having that confidence, in your ability to make the right decisions, but then also have the confidence to look into your players and make those adjustments on the sideline. and instill that confidence in them.
Wes, you mentioned teaching, and I was formerly a high school teacher, and I had to learn how to motivate different kids in the class. Can you speak to those challenges as a teacher in terms of the buttons for one player might not be the same for another? How do you manage that?
Yeah, most definitely. I think first and foremost, you have to know your players, and and that goes above and beyond just in the meeting rooms. You got to get to know their personalities and how they learn. Are they visual learners? Do they learn by doing it in practice? The reps, the walkthroughs, the individual, the practice reps against the offense. So I think first and foremost, you just have to know your players, and then figure out a way to get them to learn and process that information. It's a lot coming at them in a short amount of time, from getting the call, knowing the down and distance, the field position, what the offense's personnel is, then taking a look at the formation, and then obviously motions and adjustments and making the right checks or whatever. So it's a lot to process, but just helping them manage that, and then helping them also manage the stress, and just having the confidence to have the knowledge to do all of that. And it's a process, but I'm a big believer in you have to know your personnel.